Yeah, okay. Well, this is going to hurt like a mother.
What was your favorite aspect of this episode, friend?
I like how smooth it is.
Yeah?
I was just marveling, because normally they show this thing and it cuts to this and it's like trippy and all that, and normally I hate it, Steve. But this, I was just marveling. Oh, wow, what a transition. It spins here. Oh, wow, it's going back in time and here, and I was into it. Eyes wide open. Clockwork Orange here, and I'm just can't say it was a slow episode, because they threw a lot at you. You just got
They did, yeah.
questions up the wazoo.
Yes, it's another episode, unfortunately, that asks more questions than it answers, but I really like this episode because of how different it was from the others. Just tonally, visually, emotionally. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think some of the scenes were shot on film, and it looked like some were shot on digital to kind of enhance that visual contrast, which worked really well. But I think this episode really kind of furthered the emotional connection between Mark and Miss Gemma. I almost called her Miss Casey, which I guess is true. I think it's easy to forget that this is the heart of that show in the first place, because in season 1, the strongest revelation, at the cliffhanger, she's alive, and we needed this episode to remember basically what's at stake. We got a lot of flashbacks of Gemma and Mark, kind of their love story, how they met, their struggles with infertility. Again, it asks a lot of questions, brings in a lot of theories. A lot of people are theorizing online, a lot of things. But I think this episode, it's more important to just focus on the emotional core, because there's things you see that could be like, oh, is this connected to that and everything? And at this point, it's not pointless to keep theorizing, but what do you think?
I just ignored everything you said. I kind of dozed off, but I got a theory.
Sure, okay.
I was just thinking all that. Maybe because infertility, they're taking her blood and such, and they do an IVF or ivermectin. I don't know how that stuff works here, but they're taking her data. They made a clone. They took an egg, they put it together in a blender, and that's when Miss Huang somehow comes out. I think I solved it.
There you go. Sure. And when it proves to be true, Chris, you can laugh at me in the face.
Yeah, I told you. No, I like the emotional. I'd say the scene where she hits the guy over the head, steals his car, and she's running out, and she gets in that elevator and then swaps to Miss Casey. And then Milchek's like, back in the elevator. And she goes back, and then it does that like side by side of showing her, she's back, and she's like, I can't escape this. And then it shows Mark. Yeah.
They're both at their lowest point, and you can visually see them going down, and it's just harrowing and very sad. But I think, again, we needed to see both of them at their lowest so that hopefully they can both climb out of there together. I'm still rooting for Mark and Gemma. I don't like the Helena storyline. I hope that doesn't play out. Something interesting about this episode, we saw more of the lower severed floor. And we see Miss Casey being severed multiple times, it seems like, because she goes into a room.
6, I think. There's six different
or more,
rooms.
yeah. So we don't know what's going on there. They're gathering information.
It kind of seems like a video game where, like, Mark's unlocking different. He's like, oh, he's got to beat this level to unlock the Cold Harbor door here, and then you get a checkpoint.
Props to that creepy doctor guy. Did you like him? New character there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of fun visual things there. That doctor puts on different disguises and kind of testing Gemma. It seems like they're kind of bringing her back to normalcy, or like, because there's scenes where she's like trying to write and doesn't know how to write, and more mysteries that need answering. But again, I just really liked it because it was very visually different and emotionally more charged than we're used to. But one thing I wanted to ask you, Chris, there's a part where Mark's sister, she sees reintegrated Mark and he's kind of still out of it. She kind of threatens to call Miss Cobel for help. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think she will? I think Miss Cobel will come in at the 11th hour and help out.
Probably. I don't think so. I mean, she's going to show up in the show. She makes sense.
Earn that check, yeah.
The person severing him just like GTFO'd. Oh, what? It's up to you. And then she's like, she didn't call, and she still just got the heck out of Dodge there. She didn't want to mess with the Cobel here, but something tells me, I mean, I feel like it happens in everything, but she's going to call Cobel, and Cobel, you're going to think she's on her side, but then she's actually going to let Lumon know, and then maybe at the very end, she's going to have a change of heart. It's just like a standard trope here is probably going to happen.
Do you think there's going to be an explosive season finale where we get questions, or do you think it's going to be another cliffhanger kind of deal?
Well, it's probably, they're going to reveal one big thing,
but keep you.
But you're still like, what? And then it's going to be next season. Not going to answer at episode 1. It's going to be the same thing here, buddy.
Yeah.
What's the big reveal is probably going to be maybe Gemma and Mark see each other, and then it ends on a cliffhanger, and then one of them's kidnapped, and the same old, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I think it will end in like a big cliffhanger with those two, because that's how it ended in the first one. You know, poetry, it rhymes, Chris, like George Lucas says.
Maybe the happy ever after, they get together, you think, and then Helena comes in, you're the daddy. Okay.
But it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. Can't wait for the next one, Chris.
Same.
Thanks for watching these highlights of our episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. If you want to listen to the full episode, check out the links in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe, and if you do that with your favorite YouTuber, I'm sure they would appreciate it too. Thanks, and have a great day.